Another year of great music. And what I'm going to do today is present some of my favorites of the year.
Ceeofunk.
Before we get into it, there are going to be some few rules to this. Number one, there won't be any reissues included in this, so meaning any music that was released prior to 2022. And also, this list is not a full list. I wasn't able to complete and have everything that I liked and played throughout 2022, but this just gives you a good summary of what I liked throughout the year. Okay, let's get into this. So the first one I got on my list here is from a label from Italy called Terrasolare, who released some good ones this year. It was actually a label I only discovered this year, but they were active also from the previous year. But this is a great record from Aura Safari with a title track called Arcipelago with a flip of a track called Gemini as well. Beautiful jazz funk. Now, some of you might be aware of Aura Safari. They are a group who were active before being on this Italian label as well. I think they've released some couple of independent releases, but also collaborated with some other labels as well in the past. But really fantastic record, definitely something you should check out. I love releases like this because it's a record that always pays homage to the past but also feels new and fresh, and this is a fantastic release where you can just feel those compositions. You can actually feel like you're in the room when they made this. Really great record. Now it does feel like I'm cheating a bit here because I'm already including another release from this label back to back from Terrasolare. This is a really great record from a group called Doinel with a track called Saideira. This is fantastic. This is nice. And what's great about this one in comparison to the Aura Safari, here now we've got some vocals. Really nice vocals. And what's great as well, you've got instrumental on the flip, so it's great. And you're going to get a lot here for your money. But not just that, it's just fantastic. And I'm definitely realizing that this year I've been appreciating more of that complete original organic analog sound, and this is another great example from that label Terrasolare. Right, this list was never going to be complete without including Saucy Lady. And what we got here is a fantastic 7-inch release coming from Austin Boogie Crew Records with a great track called Hoshi no Suna, which is translated into English Stardust. This is a great city pop modern funk record. And what's also great about this record is that we've got Saucy Lady here doing her vocals in Japanese, which I have to say is not something that she does too often. And I want to give a big shout out to some of her previous releases where she has done that exceptionally well. But yeah, this is a fantastic record. Now this record was also produced by Yuki Kanasaka, who did the production, who's our partner as well. And the combination here is fantastic. So what we got here is definitely a good throwback and homage towards Japanese city pop from the mid 80s. But also what we got here is a new take on it, and it sounds a bit fresh, but also has a nice modern funk appeal. Definitely one of the great records to pick up this year. Absolute favourite. For those of you who know me here on Studio Funk, you know I'm a big advocate towards Japanese music, whether it be city pop or Japanese funk or Japanese modern funk or Japanese soul. And what we got here is a great contribution that came out earlier this year from 4 Leaf Sound. Now, some of you might be aware I did share one of 4 Leaf Sound's great releases that came out last year on the channel, which is definitely worth checking out. But yeah, what we got here is a great double-sider, a great, let's say, short mini EP coming from 4 Leaf Sound. So on the A side we got Mugo.N Iroppoi, and the B side we got Still in You, the remix by T Groove and Yuma Hara. Now this is an excellent record. This is one of the best and very top of my list. Now when I'm presenting these records here, they're not particularly in order of preference of which one's my favorite, but if I had to order them in order, this could be sitting very close to the top.
Close my eyes and listen. Sound of your spirit, slowly, joyfully, feeling peacefully, deep in you. Still let you like the deep ocean. Still let you your deep
This list would not be complete without focusing on the group Strata, who had an excellent year, I do think, who released their album Stratosphere. If you're new here to the channel, definitely check out my unboxing video I did for that. That was a great little opener for the promo test press, which I had, I think it was 3 months in advance. So yeah, definitely a good one. But yeah, what we got here is actually a look at the single that came out just before the album with a track called When You Call Me, and on the B side we got Night Flight. This is an excellent 12-inch. Now, on my favorites, the Stratosphere album is definitely on that list, but I definitely want to focus on it on this nice 12-inch here. Excellent. Flip here we got Night Flight, which is a great instrumentation track led by John Paul Monique, aka Bluey, coming from Incognito, which is so good. It's quite funny actually, when this single came out I was really excited for the album to come, and just to know that these 2 tracks here is just very surface level still of like what's else to offer from the album. But Strata, excellent record. Keeping it moving with selections, I have this great record right here from a group called Ceeofunk coming out of France. Now this is excellent, man. I like to think I had this promo test press copy back in January, way before the release actually happened, and this is what you can see here. But this is a good record that focuses on modern funk, but also a good homage towards electronic music of the past and modern day, but also the good boogie funk that we all love. Ceeofunk is a collective group of musicians and vocalists. So we got Maya Rogers as the lead vocalist here, and a lot of good producers who worked collaboratively together on this album.
Look into yourself, 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 look into yourself.
Keeping it moving right here on the Studio Funk selections, I have to give a special shout out to Space Grapes, a label who are consistently releasing great music, and once again a label that definitely believes in quality over quantity. And what we got here is a great 12-inch single from Mad Honey. Now some of you might remember Mad Honey that released a single last year which was on top of a lot of lists, but what we got here is a nice sequel to that group with a track called Setback. On the flip as well we got a track Time Is On Our Side. It's another great double single, but it's fantastic because once again it's a label that purely believes in the analog sound, and what we got here is just live instruments brought together in compositions that woven together really well. And this is a label that I think that is just gonna constantly release great music, and as of me making this video right here, I know they just released another record, so this is the label to watch out for. Incredible record. What's great about this record is that it often feels vintage. It often feels like it's a track from the past, but yet it's new. It's just great. So many parts of the instrumentation and the build up and like some of the rhythm section feels like a true throwback to something that you're familiar with, but at the same time it just feels very refined and new. Space Grapes is one of the best labels out, and I basically look forward to anything they release, and anytime they make any announcement and I look it up, guaranteed pickup. And this release right here is something that as soon as I had it in my hands, I said to myself, this was going to be on my favorites list of 2022. So what we got here is a record by Space Ghost and Teddy Bryant with a track called Heaven Sent and Little Bit of Love and Relax Your Mind. So collectively together, this is an EP, which is an excellent release coming from PPU Records.
Is rising, happens every time you speak. Every time you speak, my imagination is excited. I can't wait for you to be with me, with me. Where are you from? Life is far away. I believe it that you are from above. I can see the planet in your eyes. You know them very well. You are heaven sent. Heaven sent. Heaven sent. Yes, you're heaven sent. Heaven sent. Yes, you're heaven sent.
So this is a fantastic record which has lead vocals from Teddy Bryant, who excels really well in a soulful appeal and pays a lot of homage here towards the UK street soul. This is amazing record, and you've got Space Ghost on the production here, who doesn't miss a beat or doesn't miss a key, should I say, on any of the tracks here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the selections here. If you liked the video, definitely give it a like, and if you're new here to the channel, also subscribe as well for all future updates coming on the channel. It's been really nice to reflect on the releases of the past year. A lot of good releases coming from artists, notable ones, but also new musicians on the lineup as well. What are some of your favorites of the year? Were some of them mentioned in the list? Definitely let me know in the comments down below.
スタジオファンク